Welcome back to On Top the Cage. As always, to my left is Dan. I am Ken, as you know. We are off our 6-week hiatus.
It doesn't seem like 6 weeks, but it's light out.
It's light out. Daylight savings time happened. We'll talk about a few
I got
things.
my shorts on. It's not freezing in here.
We got a great St. Patrick's Day. I think we talked about it on one of the previous episodes where we haven't had a good weather day for St. Patrick's Day in a long time. We got one today, mid-60s.
Awesome.
It is awesome.
Awesome.
So, yeah, the last time Dan and I were here was the Super Bowl show, and we'll talk. Obviously, the show is premised on the National Football League and things like that. So we're going to talk about a lot of miscellaneous stuff. We'll talk about the National Football League, what's going on. Obviously, you can see the banner behind us. The show is premised on how to win your
We do not
office
support
pool.
that beer.
Dan's not a Miller Lite drinker. He is a Bud Light drinker. But yeah, the show is going to be miscellaneous stuff, and then we'll give advice on how to win the office pool. We'll give our picks. Hopefully, you get some good advice in regards to that. So we are going live for the first time. We're trying to prep for the National Football League season that starts obviously in September. There'll be quite a few changes to everything. So it is St. Patrick's Day. We might as well get straight to the beer review.
Yeah, let's go.
All right. Our beer review this week comes from the Ryan Guys Brewing Company. I know you're a fan.
Yeah, Ryan Geist, absolutely. Cincinnati.
It is called Nitro Luck. It is an Irish-style dry stout. And we are going to give it a try. You always smell first.
If it smells like a skunk, I'm not going to drink it. It's good. It's light, not too heavy.
Yeah,
What's the alcohol in this one?
It's only like 4.5%.
Oh, that's it.
So it's easy, yeah.
Yeah.
We prepped a little bit. We had a few drinks. It is St. Patrick's Day, revelry. Up here, obviously we mentioned good weather. The other thing that happened for a lot of people today, not for myself, unfortunately, but stimulus checks came out today.
Oh, yeah.
I saw quite a few people on social media. I'm sure they're going to have an extra Reuben and probably some extra drinks today with their stimulus check.
Not me.
Yeah, me neither. So, but anyway, what St. Patrick's Day? You said you went to church earlier, right? Good Catholic boy.
Absolutely. I went to church. Wait, I'm going to turn on the lights on the table.
We did. We got to have
it on. I don't. Well, you can't see them.
You got as festive
You
as
have
we
to
can,
wear
man.
that.
We have a lot going on that thing. We got a few
You can't see the signs up there.
St. Patrick's Day trinkets and things
I got
like
my
that.
sweet Dr. Seuss hat on
Yeah,
now.
you're very fast. Does any of that stuff light up?
Drinking glove, baby. I don't want any calluses. But yes, I started the day off at church, and then in days past we would go drinking relatively early. But now that we're in our 50s, none of my friends want to start drinking that early.
Yeah, the day drinking days are gone for the most part. I think I will do a little bit of day drinking on the first really official day of the tournament on Friday. We'll see. I have some buddies who want to go out to the bar and things like that. So we'll see how that shakes out.
Nice. I couldn't find anybody to go get kegs and eggs with this morning.
Was your first drink from the wine today, or did they offer the wine? In
No,
COVID?
you don't. No wine at church, man. COVID. Come on. You can't get wine at church.
Let's talk about menu. The festive menu at your household?
Absolutely. On Sunday, had some people over. I did the corned beef the way I normally do it in the oven. Don't boil it. I don't know who boils it. There's so many other good recipes out there. But did it in the oven, made my smashed potatoes, and then I sauteed my cabbage with onions. Fantastic.
Smoke anything?
Smoking is going to occur this weekend when all the corned beef at your grocery store is even cheaper than it was earlier.
Right.
I'm going to get another flat, and I'm going to smoke that on Sunday.
That's good.
Make sandwiches or something.
Absolutely.
I found out pastrami when I was looking up smoked recipes. Pastrami is actually smoked corned beef.
Yeah, there's not much taste. I don't know.
Did
what the
not
difference
realize
really is.
that. Yeah, but that's what they take a corned beef and smoke it and call it pastrami.
And the way the corned beef is cut, it doesn't seem that far away from like a brisket almost. I know
It's a brisket.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's all it is.
Yeah, it seems that way. I'm in the smoker market. I haven't bought one yet. My grill's due. We moved into this house like 6 years ago. I bought a new grill then. I want to upgrade things, so I don't know. We'll see about a grill smoker combo and things like that. But my deal with smoking, though, my wife doesn't eat red meat. I mean, I know you can smoke fish,
You
but
can smoke anything you want on it.
she's
The
very
smoke, it's a convection oven. You can make whatever you want. Salmon, fish, whatever. If she wants a cake, you can make a cake in there. It's not like smoke, but if you turn it up, the temperature up high enough, you're not really smoking. So you don't get that much smoke in it.
yeah.
You're going to get a smoker. You're gonna end up with a Pit Boss. I know it.
Probably a Pit Boss or a Traeger and things like that.
Not a Traeger. Pit Boss has a better warranty. 5 years.
Yeah, you like yours.
Yeah, love it.
Oh, speaking of stuff like that, you got a new outdoor toy that you told me about the other week.
Oh my God, yeah.
What is that thing called again?
Solo stove. I don't know if anybody out there has seen this, but the Solo stove, it is like an aluminum fire pit. And they're portable. It comes, we have, the one that we got is the medium-sized one. It's called the Bonfire. And it comes with a bag, so you can take it. I could have brought it over here, and we could have had it set up, which I should have. But it's awesome.
Too nice.
I mean, it's wicked cool with the flame. I don't know who designed it, if it was a fireman or somebody, but it's full of holes, and the way the air flows through the unit, it just burns the hell out of the wood. It's unbelievable, and it since it's aluminum, it throws off some heat. We've used it the last 2 Sundays, and here it's been decent out with the sun out.
Right.
I mean, but it got so hot that my wife was sitting in a chair and it melted the bottom of her boot. I mean, it wasn't touching the thing, but it was close enough that it melted the plastic or pleather or whatever fake rubber was on there. It melted the bottom of it. It's really cool. Solo stove. Look it up.
Dan endorses a Solo stove.
I do. As a matter of fact, I sent you the coupon. Were you working Friday?
Yeah, I saw the coupon.
Yeah, 40% off.
I saw the thing. They're not exactly inexpensive, and I don't know about that.
Oh, they're not inexpensive, but they're cool as hell.
We have this great deck out there. We never use it. It overlooks like
The
this
Solo
backdrop.
stove, if you get
Right
the
here,
stand,
12 by
you
12.
could put it on your deck.
I could, but I end up in here all the time. I like to see what's going on out there, like on the street. I
That's
don't like
fine.
being
That's
behind
why
the
I'm
house.
saying you could put it right there.
I could. We'll see.
Right
We'll see.
freaking there.
I don't know. We'll see.
It's awesome. I'll bring it over. You guys, yeah, Katie will make you go.
Our loyal watchers have heard Dan, I think, complain on a couple of podcasts at the end of the season how he deserves a trophy for winning. I obliged. I'm going to walk or lean out.
Hell yeah, I deserve a trophy.
Here we go. Here it is. Here it is. You can unveil it here.
Oh, shit. Is this the on top of the cage trophy?
It is.
Do I have to give it back, or is this like the
I
Stanley
think
Cup?
you're going to give me one next year.
Get the hell out of here.
How awesome is that?
That is cool.
I even got it engraved.
Nice.
Little platform there. Read it.
On top of the cage, Dan Stats 2020 silver microphone winner.
Yeah, the silver microphone is going to be the trophy for whoever has the best record, I guess, during the
This
regular
is fantastic. And since I won, I'm retiring.
season. He's not
I
retired.
retire on top.
He actually has a couple of followers and fans on the show, I think.
I'm stepping down.
He's like talking into it. It
Yeah.
doesn't work, I promise. Big fan of Hobby Lobby. I found
Testing.
this piece here for $10. I went on eBay, got this little engraving piece right here, put his name on it. So there's your trophy for the year.
Woo!
It's nice. I love it. I think it's cool.
Yeah, that's awesome. Thank you.
I'm pretty sure Dan will probably bring it with him every week next year and probably put it on the table.
I'm just going to leave it here. I like it.
It is. It's nice.
This should be the microphone. We could shove that in there.
It doesn't work. Hobby Lobby, I'm a big fan. A $10 purchase there. I think I paid $3 for the little engraving thing that I got from eBay. So it's a good little piece. So
Awesome.
all right, very good. What other things did we talk about? No Bronco up. Well, there's a Bronco update to an extent. I heard from the dealership. They said probably June for my Bronco. You heard me talk about that a couple of different times on the show. So I'm looking forward to that as the weather breaks and things like that. We always do kind of a little segment as well about other sports and things like that. Dan's been watching NASCAR, I know.
Wait, I got to light my cigar since they won the championship.
I refuse to watch NASCAR. I can't do it. While Dan's lighting his cigar, though, I'm such a football freak. The FCS, the Division II and the lower level divisions, who are playing collegiate football right now. I was trying to find the games. We couldn't find the games. It has to be on ESPN Plus, but it's not cost prohibitive. ESPN Plus. I actually ponied up to $6 a month to watch. I haven't really used it too much. I watch pieces of games and things like that, but I think I'm going to use it when, they have a hard bracket tournament, and obviously you see the banner behind us, and largely the show is going to be talking about, advice on how to win your office pool and our thoughts in regards to who's going to win the big dance here and things like that. But when they have a hard bracket too, they have a 16-team hard bracket the FCS does coming in April.
That's BS because those games they used to put them on TV, and you didn't have to pay extra for them.
I don't know if they will.
I don't know what dumb TV executive decided, oh, we're not going to cover this. It's a pay-per-view. Come on. There's football fans out there. They would have watched that.
It's not really pay-per-view. It's $6 a month. I know you're
okay, on top of my cable bill or on top of Dish or whatever, I got to pay another. I got Netflix. I got Hulu. Bullshit.
The other thing about
you
can cancel at any time, and you can do it month by month. It's not like you're stuck for the 72 months for 12 times 6, if you will, dollars a month. So I think it's worth it. I'll certainly be watching, but they may put the playoffs on television and things like that. The other thing is
they better.
Did you see any of the fan-controlled football thing?
No, I didn't see any. Just the only thing I saw was when Josh Gordon made it in there because he was, I don't know, not high. Right. And scored 2 touchdowns in that first game, but I haven't seen
with Johnny Manziel as his quarterback.
Hey, whatever. Look out.
Yeah, I watched a little bit.
They're smoking weed now. You don't hear anything about that league anymore.
Yeah, it's bizarre. It's like 7-on-7 football. It's not as good a product as arena football. I don't even know if arena football is still out there even.
I don't know.
Since football ended, professional football ended. I've been following college basketball a little bit, and I like college basketball. Dan's not a huge fan, largely because as most of you know, I'm a huge Chicago Bears fan. I grew up in Central Illinois. About 45 minutes south of Champaign, Illinois, where the University of Illinois, they have a great basketball team. And we'll be talking about my Illini and things like that. I hope you guys can see the board enough that we're going to get to it in a minute.
Yeah, but wait. We skipped over NASCAR because I was lighting my cigar.
Yeah, we should skip over NASCAR.
Come on.
What happened in NASCAR? No, I don't watch NASCAR.
Cars go fast. They turn left.
Wrecks
all the time.
I mean, a Daytona 500 thing, there was like a 4-hour, 6-hour rain delay, and it ended like the next day
that was bad.
Else.
That was because I was in bed watching it. My wife was so mad because the TV was still on, and all she could hear was. Oh
my God!
It was bad.
I don't blame Tammy for that.
Hey, but Pit Boss has a car.
They do. We're begging for sponsors. We even mentioned Pit Boss, Traeger Solo Stove.
Not Traeger.
No. What do you have against Traeger?
I like the Pit Boss. I have a Pit Boss at home.
All right.
Is Traeger going to give me a Traeger if we keep talking about him?
I don't know. I mean, that's the goal.
Although Dan Patrick, they have Traegers there. I do like the Dan Patrick show.
He has a
Meat
smoker.
Friday.
I love his set. He has a smoker in his set.
He's got. You should see the patio outside. I turn it on at work. It's phenomenal.
We're going to talk about the Dan Patrick show in a little bit because it was revealed about
our
Bears offer.
Peacock is free, but the only thing I get Peacock for is so I can see Dan Patrick.
I do like, how's Dan Patrick, man? He's still great. He's got to be pushing.
Yeah, the show's awesome. I love this show.
He's got to be in his...
I can't stand the local Cleveland people.
Is he 70? He's got to be 70.
No, he's not 70.
No? I mean, I remember when him and Olbermann were doing SportsCenter.
Oberman, don't mention
remember Keith Olbermann?
Yeah, I don't like him.
You don't like Olbermann?
No. Liberal. No. Liberal D-bag.
As you know, and I mentioned it earlier, the show is largely premised on the National Football League and things like that. There's been a ton of news since we left.
Wait, you forgot the crew.
Oh, let's hear about the crew update. Stop pointing.
Other than I got a sweet pullover.
He did. He wore it over the other day. He does have a sweet pullover. The crew, I mean, they're on schedule. I mean, the MLS season starts April 17th.
You know what's... They're the defending MLS champions, and they're not on a prime time game for the first week of the opening. Yeah. I don't need to see the Seattles or the Portlands or the LAFCs. Come on. The crew won. Give them their due.
I can't tell you how many people told me, like, Dan doesn't look like a soccer fag. That's a bad slur. I don't like it. I don't condone it. But that's been probably 3 texts of mine, and I think it's BS. I like soccer as well. Isn't the men's national team? Don't they have a game this week?
Yeah, men's national has an Olympic qualifier tomorrow at 5:30 on FS1. If anybody wants to tune in.
One of my sons plays soccer and things like that. I love it. I enjoy it. It's a little bit slow paced and things like that.
I started playing soccer in 2nd grade. Played it, and then when football started, they had a damn weight limit, and I was too heavy to play for freaking football, but I could still play soccer. So I played soccer longer than I played football.
I hear you.
And then kept playing. I mean, I can't remember when I retired from soccer, 4 or 5 years ago.
I hear you. Yeah, the Ball Busters. Dan, for sure, viewing wise, Dan's favorite sport is collegiate football. I know. But I think if he had to pick a sport, like for his kids to play it, for him to live vicariously through, it'd probably be soccer as opposed to football. Is that true or no?
No. It's tough.
It's in Dan's blood.
As long as they play a sport, and if it's soccer or football, I'm fine.
I hear you. Oh, one other miscellaneous thing before we're going to talk about the National Football League news, and then we got to get to the bracket. We do. I went to my follow-up appointment at the dentist, Dr. Kenny, up in North Hill here in Akron and things like that.
Kenny!
Yeah, I went there. His crew's great as always and things like that.
He's trying to get in the circle, Kenny.
I'm not.
We're going to let him in that circle?
I'm not trying to get in the circle.
He's trying to get in that circle.
I told him I don't want in that circle.
Yeah.
I'm going to tell you why, because here's how it went down. My hygienist, she was great, clean my teeth and things like that. They feel fresh. I like it. And then Kenny comes in there for, like 5 minutes, takes all the money down and fixes a filling or whatever the hell he does. Meanwhile, I'm checking out, right? They're like, we'll see you in, 6 months? I'm like, summertime, something like that? I'm like, what do you got available for the summer of 2035? And, they laugh, but I don't think they were really amused. But I'm on the decade plan at the earliest, if not more. So I'm looking at 2035. I don't think
you have a dental plan. You can go twice a year.
I don't like going to doctors. They give you bad news.
He's not a doctor.
Kind of.
He's a dentist.
Hey, you heard it, Kenny. He's not a doctor.
He's an awesome dentist. It's not like he's not sticking anything up your butt.
You're not a doctor, Kenny. Per day. Dan's good friends with I guess my fresh new friend Kenny, if you will. But in the event, I went there and everything's good, so I can chew on both sides of my mouth now. So in any event, we're good. On to the NFL news before we get to this bracket here.
Good grief, there's so
a lot
much
going on. Well, let's start from the beginning. When we went off the air, we did our Super Bowl show. I was uninspired by the Super Bowl. I know you enjoyed Tampa Bay winning the game, but I was looking for a shootout. It didn't happen. It was pretty lopsided, frankly.
Yeah, well, good grief. You had 2 of your starting tackles that were out, and you had to shuffle an offensive line, and, hey, that exposed the quarterback.
Yeah, can the Chiefs just turn this on at any point in time? And a lot of people were betting that they could. I think they were a field goal or 3.5-point favorites in that game. It didn't shake that way, and Tom Brady has, I don't know what number Super Bowl that was for him.
Wait, didn't I pick Tampa Bay and you picked the Chiefs?
Yeah, you did.
Okay, just clear.
That's why you got the stupid silver microphone. It's not stupid. It's nice.
Wait, I got that because I was like 15 games up on your ass.
All right, we're not talking about that. Anyway.
Woo!
No, stop it. Stop it. What are you, Ric Flair? Stop it.
Yeah,
stop it with
Ric Flair. Woo!
Oh my God, stop. Wait, what was this? You did some belt.
Yeah, champion.
That's different. That's like The Rock or something.
Discount double check.
Oh God, no, let's not talk about Aaron Rodgers. Aaron Rodgers is not on the board. Dak is. Dak got a huge deal.
Get the hell out of here.
Yeah, that's
$74 million for next year.
And he's an insane deal.
An average quarterback. He's Tony Romo.
I tell you, it's the market, I guess. I completely agree with what you're saying. He's not Pat Mahomes.
No.
And he got Pat Mahomes' money, basically.
No, he's not. Dude made bank.
He certainly did. Carson Wentz.
Kudos to him, but
Wentz ended up being dealt to Indianapolis. He will be the Colt quarterback. Drew Brees
I thought he was going to go to the Bears. Were you sweating? Wait, this microphone's confusing me because I want to talk into the championship microphone using my microphone voice.
I'm not amused.
Because I won.
I'm not amused.
I'm going to move this.
Good. That's better for all of us, I think.
Woo!
Fitzpatrick, who said he was gonna, Fitzmagic said he's gonna retire. He got to deal with the Washington football team. He's gonna be their starting quarterback. And obviously free agency started this week, and it's been a frenzy. How about the Patriots?
Yeah, they're on fire.
Well,
I don't know. I thought they were cap hell, but they're signing people to some big money.
You know what they're paying for? All their mistakes in the draft right now is what they're really paying for, and the fact that Tom Brady's no longer a Patriot. That's what they're paying for right now.
Yeah.
But you know what's cool? Well, they signed the two best tight ends on the market in Jonnu Smith from the Tennessee Titans and Hunter Henry from the Chargers. They're going to run that two tight end set again when they had it back in the day with
Gronkowski and the murderer.
the murderer, Aaron Hernandez. Did you watch those things, by the way?
Yeah.
So did I, man. They were intriguing.
What a freak.
He was. He kind of turned the other way. Yeah, that was some wild stuff that we came out in there.
I think he was murdering when he was at Florida.
So, what? You knew he was a murderer in Florida?
I think that was one.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Right first, yeah.
Him and the Pouncies.
Yeah, Dan doesn't. Well, one of the Pouncies played for the Steelers, and we know Dan's not a fan of the Steelers.
No, and he retired.
So a lot of people changing, places. The cap is a situation. We're probably going to see more cuts and more transition of players to different teams and things like that. The Bears. The Bears had this huge issue at quarterback, and I was sick.
I think the bigger issues are the front office with the Bears.
Right. Virginia or the Bear ownership gave Ryan Pace and Matt Nagy one more year to try to figure this thing out. Obviously, they botched the quarterback situation with Trubisky in the Watson and Mahomes draft, and now they're stuck. There was reports out there that Russ was going to be available, Russell Wilson. It turns out he wasn't available. Because the Bears, what came out today, and Dan mentioned that Dan Patrick show earlier, it came out on the Dan Patrick show what the Bears offered, which I don't think I would have even been okay with, which was 3 ones, a third, and 2 starters. One of them reportedly to be Khalil Mack. And
that's insane.
It's insane for
and
a 32-year
if that was the
quarterback.
true offer, the Seattle Seahawks are not smart for not taking that.
I agree completely. I don't think you're going to find a more desperate team than the Chicago Bears for quarterback. Obviously, the tweet came out yesterday that Andy Dalton is signing with the Bears, or they gave him a 1-year, $10 million
retread red rifle.
Yeah, the Bears have 2 retread quarterbacks in Nick Foles and Andy Dalton. I'm sick to my stomach in regards to this. Obviously it's not free agency, it's trading, and you have to have a trade partner. Seattle was not willing to be a trade partner. I think it's largely because Pete Carroll's old, and he doesn't want to restart because he only knows he has a few more years left. But
with all that ammo, you could have restarted now.
I completely agree.
Seriously.
You'll never get a better offer. I mean, Nagy and Pace know, that they're on 1-year deals and they have to win. I don't know how they're going to win. I mean, there's still time here, I guess, in regards to this. Maybe they could shuffle, Foles or Darnold to the Jets if they draft Zach Wilson, and maybe Darnold comes in. Maybe they don't like Darnold. I like Darnold. He's played on a horrible team. He's only 23 years old. The only other option for my Bears, and I'm talking a lot about them, and you're probably not that terribly interested in it, is if they sign and trade Allen Robinson, which will probably garner them a mid-first-round pick or so. They could package both of their first-round picks. They pick, I think, 20 or 21 currently. They could package both of them, move up in the draft for, say, a Fields or a Lance. They're not going to get up into Trevor Lawrence or Zach Wilson territory. But, yeah, it's very – I was, damn near depressed last night. I'm talking to my wife who cares nothing about this. I'm thinking about the podcast next year and things like that. I talk about Dan's team, being big favorites over whoever they're playing, and my team being 2 touchdown underdogs and shit like that because they have horrible quarterback play. So anyway, we'll see how that shakes out. I'm starting to get over it a little bit. So that's a lot. I mean, I don't know how long we're running already, but you see the board behind us. This is the best tournament that's run. It's awesome. It's a one-and-done tournament. It's so much fun. I love it. It's probably the best or the biggest betting event that you have. I mean, this is, for bettors out there, this is the dangerous time of season. This is where you leave your real job and can be up 1,000, down 1,000, up a couple thousand, depending on what you bet. I mean, games start at noon. They're wall to wall. There's games going like crazy. You have a few drinks. You let it rip, sometimes things go well, sometimes things go bad, but it's a lot of fun. But this show, after Dan and I BS for a while, is about this board behind us. I'm going to kind of give a little prelude here. It's completely different this year, March Madness is. All of the games are in Indianapolis. Obviously, that's a COVID thing and things like that, but I'm happy that we got here and that we have a tournament. There's 7 different sites in the state of Indiana. It's going to culminate in Lucas Oil Stadium, the home of the Colts. But you also have, I think it's called Bankers Fieldhouse, the home of the Indiana Pacers. It's going to go as far away as West Lafayette and Bloomington, where Purdue and Indiana have their home courts. And Butler's home court as well is going to be part of it. So I don't think Hickory's place. You remember Hoosiers?
Yeah.
I don't think the Hickory Gym is a site, but it's going to be fun. I absolutely love it. CBS has this event, as you know, and it's run over like 4 different channels. You're talking about CBS, you're talking about TNT, TBS, and the one you have to find on
True TV.
True TV. That's the one you have to find. That's the one that nobody knows where it is because you don't watch that channel. I have no idea what the hell's on True TV outside of the basketball tournament, which is going to start here. So, all right. Format-wise, too, it changed. We had the play-in games. We're shooting St. Patrick's Day. It's obviously St. Patrick's Day. It's Wednesday. The play-in games are Thursday, tomorrow evening. And then the tournament, what used to be Thursday through Sunday for the first round games. And now it's going to be Friday through Monday to start with. And then the Sweet 16 gets changed, too. And the Sweet 16 the following week used to be Thursday through Sunday. And that's going to be shot Saturday through Tuesday. So it's a little bit of a different format. I don't know why they did that. I don't like it. Obviously, I like the drinking week to start on Thursday evenings. I kind of work on that European work week type thing.
Yeah.
So I'm not a fan of the new format, but that's the way it is. A couple of weird things that you know as well. Duke, Kentucky, non-existent. They are not on this board behind you. A couple of blue bloods missing who are traditionally always here. So advice-wise, let's talk about advice. And you know, you can only bet the first round. We don't know who's going to, you know, progress in the tournament and advance, if you will. But advice, you know, if you're trying to win your office pool, I think the predominant thing you really want to do is chalk the first round for the most part and look for good buys. And when I say good buys, I mean BUYS, buys from Vegas. You look at the Vegas lines. I know it's probably a little bit difficult to see this board, and I tried to color code it a little bit. These are my picks, and I picked it all the way through to the Final Four. I haven't revealed who I believe is going to be in the Final Four and who's going to win, and Dan's going to chime in as well. It's difficult to kind of have both of our opinions out here and things like that.
Yeah, well, I'm not a basketball fan. I like college basketball better than the NBA. This is awesome. The tournament is awesome, and that's what I'll say. I mean, I'll throw in my 2 cents here and there, but I'm not a basketball person.
Fair enough, but obviously the betting atmosphere and things are fantastic. It's difficult to see the color coding. I picked a few games that I think are good buys out of Vegas. There's always a 5-12 traditional upset. It seems like everybody likes that one. The first one, I didn't take the team, but I think Georgetown's a good buy at +5. They're the 12 seed playing Colorado. And down here, bottom left as well, in that same bracket, or portion of the bracket, UConn is the 7 seed. Maryland is the 10 seed.
I don't know. Is that
Maryland's
better?
+2. There you
I
go.
can see better.
I don't know if you're putting a glare. Yeah, I think it is better. So, Dan, what do you call those guys on set that are the
I'm the key grip.
the grip? Yes, the grip. But on Dan's side of the board as well, over here we go next.
Whoa. We got to give props right here to Ohio.
We will.
OU, baby, beat Virginia.
We're not there yet. I want to talk about what I think are the good buys in the first round. And my advice is to go chalk. That's how you stay in your office bracket pool until, you know, the second week of the tournament. But as we go over here on Dan's side, in the upper right bracket, 7 seed Florida plays Virginia Tech. Vegas has Virginia Tech at either a pick or a +1, which means it's a super close game. I mean, it's almost like a pick-up game. I mean, you can garner some points, you know, in your bracket pool with taking Virginia Tech at +1. The other one I like, and I actually end up picking it, is at the bottom right quadrant of the bracket. San Diego State, who's a 6 seed, they play 11 seed Syracuse. Syracuse is +2.5. But that's a pretty good buy for that, that range of seed from 6 to 11. The Syracuse zone that they still play under Jim Boeheim, who's been the coach there forever, is a difficult
still
thing.
there?
He's still there. His son plays. He's been there for so long. His son is the star of the team, Buddy Boeheim. But meanwhile, the best one, and I picked this one for sure.
He's a weird dude.
It's certainly the best one if you outside of chalk of what you want to do. At the very bottom right is number 7 seed Clemson playing the 10 seed Rutgers out of the Big Ten. Rutgers is actually favored as the 10 seed out of this game. So I wanted to highlight a couple of what I thought were good buys.
Rutgers hasn't been in the tournament for 20 some years. 20 years at least.
Probably. Speaking of age, there's another son thing. That's Ron Harper Jr., who is the stud of that team.
Nice.
So, yeah.
Yeah, I got Rutgers. What, do you have Georgetown winning?
No, I didn't. I did not go.
Come on.
No, I didn't.
They're going to win the first one.
I didn't.
Who's the coach?
Pat Ewing.
Come on.
Yeah.
He gonna drag one win out of them.
But certainly the advice to win your office pool, chalk out the first round, maybe pick out a couple. There's always a Cinderella team that
Come on,
makes
have
it.
fun.
You're
Pick by
right.
colors.
Let's talk about colors. Let's talk about Cinderellas. I have one, and
Cleveland State, baby.
oh, for love of God, I don't think so. They're a 15 seed. I do want to talk about. It's difficult probably to see the color coding, but the upsets I picked, and there's not a lot. You'll see a lot of black here.
This is
And then you'll see the reds that are upsets per seeds, if you will. But my Cinderella this year is Ohio University. Dan's daughter goes there.
Absolutely.
And I'm not picking them because we live in Ohio. It's because of this kid named Jason Preston.
Good kid.
He's unbelievable. I watched Jason Preston for the first time play my Illinois basketball team in late November or early December. It was Big Ten conference and things like that. Ohio U was supposed to be a cupcake coming in. They were not because Jason Preston dominated the game. He has hair like LaMelo Ball and a little bit of game like him as well. He's going to play in the league, I think.
I think so too.
He's an amazing passer. I got to see him again in the MAC championship game. His vision and the pocket passes. I mean, he affects the game whether or not he's scoring or not. But he scores at a 16 to 18 point clip. But he makes the whole offense go. It's a kind of a crazy story. Jason Preston scored 42 points per the broadcast at the MAC championship game. Scored 42 points his entire high school career. He went to a prep school for 1 year, sent the tape to OU.
Just of assists.
Largely of assists and him passing the ball. And he's a tremendous passer. He affects the game that way a lot. And they said, hey, come on out and try it out. I think he's going to play in the league.
I do too. My daughter had 2 classes freshman year with him. Said he's a good dude. Because we went, it was Father's weekend, and it was the first game her freshman year of Father's weekend, and we went and watched him play, and the dude's lights out. I mean, he was good as a freshman.
Yeah, he's tremendous. The other reason why I like Ohio University in his first game, they are a 13th seed against Virginia, who's a 4 seed. Virginia had COVID issues. They haven't practiced all week. They're going to travel to Indianapolis on Friday and play their game. They haven't practiced. They haven't played together. There's a lot, that goes on with that. So I like them to win that game, and I have them actually coming out all the way to the Sweet 16. Creighton, the teams that there would be opposed to, if they win their first round game, is number 5 Creighton and number 12 UC Santa Barbara. The Gauchos out of Santa Barbara.
The Gauchos, that's who I was thinking. I thought it was Gonzaga was the Gauchos, but that's who it is.
They're a popular, trendy pick to be the 5-12 upset. If they win and we got a 12-13 here, that's my Cinderella, Ohio. Do you like anybody else that is a high seed, like a double-digit seed, to make it to the second week of the tournament, make it to the Sweet 16?
No, I don't have any.
Dan's looking for his bracket.
Yeah, it's over.
Dan's walking upset, so.
I gotta go get mine, what I did, but OU. Do I have any big upset?
While Dan's looking at his board, I kind of want to talk about.
Where do you?
Loyola's down here next to Illinois, and then that's with Sister Jean and company.
Well, see, I have that the Illinois. I thought that would be a good match up there.
Yeah, if Georgia Tech, they won the ACC tournament. They're a really, really good defensive team. We'll see what happens. I don't know. I mean, Loyola, I think, is a 2.5-point favorite in that game since we're talking about it
I have
briefly.
San Diego winning that. And that's personal. I hate Boeheim and Syracuse. That's the only reason I picked San Diego State. So if you want to go with my logic.
With the chalk theme and things like that, I want to talk about the 1 seeds for a little bit. Gonzaga, they are out of Vegas. They are the predominant favorite here. They are plus 220 to win the tournament, which is a big number, in regards to how good they are. And Baylor is at plus 400. Michigan is at plus 550. Illinois is at plus 750. Those are the 1 seeds in the tournament. Let's talk about why they're the 1 seeds real quick before we finish out our bracket. Gonzaga, they are big favorites in the tournament, and there's a good reason why. They have 2 NBA lottery picks on our team, and Jalen Suggs and this kid named Kispert. They obviously play out west. They beat up, conference, schedule opponents. They beat up Baylor. They beat up Illinois. Or Illinois play. They beat up a lot of people, and they're a legit team, and they should be the favorite in the tournament. Then we talk about Baylor, who is the number 2 overall seed. They're up in the top right. The reason why this team is so good, and by the way, they've come a long way since they were murdering people in 2003. Remember that basketball player?
Yeah.
He murdered the student. They've come a long way. But they have 6 guys on that team who shoot the ball proficiently from 3-point range, and the game has changed that way. They're a pretty good defensive team as well. They're tough to defend with all those 3-point shooters. Then we get to Illinois. Illinois, my team. I've been following them along. They have great guard play.
Illinois, they look really freaking good. I mean, I watched the tournament. I haven't watched any basketball until the Big Ten tournament. I watched that. I watched Cleveland State in the tournament. I watched OU in the tournament. But that Illinois team looks freaking. They're good. And the dude that wears the Batman mask.
His name is Io DeSumo.
Holy shit.
He is the best closer in college basketball, if you ask me. They've probably played the best ball in the last 6 weeks to 2 months of the season. They've been on a tear. Brad Underwood is the coach. He's completely changed the culture at Illinois. They love him. They not only have Io DeSumo in their great guard play, they have that monster in the middle, very Shaq-like fellow named Kofi Coburn. He's huge. But the emergence of Illinois has really come around with their freshman guard. Curbelo is his last name. He plays like his hair is on fire. He played like a freshman early in the season, but he doesn't play like a freshman anymore. He doesn't make as many mistakes as he did. He's a huge part of why they're where they're at. Then you have Michigan. Michigan is in the bottom left here. The thing with Michigan, they're a great team, and they play with a traditional center and that Dickinson kid. They have an injury problem now. Isaiah Livers is a big part of that team. Isaiah Livers went down with a foot injury. It's unclear when he's going to be back, or if he's going to be back. It looks like at best they will have to survive to the Sweet 16 without him. So there's some injury concerns with them. I will tell you, and I know it's difficult to see, there's a lot of chalk here for me. We're not going to go over every pick here. We're going to start with the final 8. I like, in the top left quadrant, Gonzaga and Iowa to come out and play each other. I mean, Iowa has potentially the National Player of the Year in Garza. He's a huge center. He can shoot the ball from 3. They have all these white dudes who shoot the ball from the perimeter.
Wait, is that racist?
No.
They have all these white dudes.
Yeah, the whole team's like almost white.
All right, I'm just checking.
Oh, my off. Should I not say that? They play Gonzaga, but and I haven't seen a lot of Gonzaga. But I have Gonzaga and Iowa up here in the top quadrant. In the bottom left quadrant, I do have Michigan making it out. I do. There's going to be obviously a lot of mix, and then I have Bama coming out of the bottom. So I have 1-2, 1-2 coming out on this side. As far as the top right, it's the same again. I'm a big chalk fan, and when you're trying to win the office pool, it's Baylor and Ohio State. Ohio State is a gritty team. I mean, a gritty team. I like their players. They're tough. I like their coach. So I have both of them coming out.
You got 4 Big Ten teams.
Big Ten was by far the best Big Ten shoved 9 teams into this tournament. Obviously, they were the best conference in college basketball this year. The bottom right quadrant, I have Illinois coming out of the top part of that. And I have West Virginia, who's the 3 seed, coming out the bottom. I like the way West Virginia plays reckless basketball, if you ask me. I saw a great game that they played against Baylor earlier in the year, and it was up and down. It went into overtime. I mean, they were toe-to-toe. You know, they can be hot and cold. Illinois, to get to that Final 8 spot, they're going to have to beat Oklahoma State. I want to mention Oklahoma State because they probably have the number 1 draft pick in the NBA next year in Cade Cunningham. He's a freshman. He's a tremendous player. I've seen him play 2 or 3 times this year. But I like West Virginia to come out of the bottom. The 2 seed at the bottom right is Houston, but I like West Virginia to make it out of the bottom. So, Danny, what do you have on your final 8? Do you have anything whole lot different?
No.
So, up here, I mean, it's hard to pick against Gonzaga. They're the prohibitive favorite. I have them advancing against Iowa.
I actually want to go. What was the final when Illinois and Ohio University played? Do you remember?
It was tight. It was probably 3 points. I mean, it was down the wire. They were going to be
because Ohio played Ohio State as well and lost by only 6.
They're a good team. They're a good fundamental team. I like back to Ohio and
I'm just going because I didn't have them going as far as you do. Now I'm second guessing myself.
OU in that game, that first round game against Virginia, is a 7-point dog. But there's 2 things. This tournament's dominated by guard play. They have the ball in their hands at the end of the games. I love the guard play, or specifically Jason Preston from Ohio U. And you top that off with Virginia not being able to practice, you know, having this kind of hector schedule that they've had in regards to practice and things like that. I like them. And Creighton, Creighton came off an absolute beatdown in their conference tournament to Georgetown. So I don't know. That's the reason why I have them as my Cinderella. As we talk about this going forward, I do like Gonzaga to advance to the Final 4. We got Michigan and Bama. I went with Bama. You can see them in red. They are the 2 seed. Michigan is the 1. I like Bama to come out of here. Up top right, I have Baylor and the Ohio State Buckeyes coming out. I love Baylor's versatility in regards to the 3 ball and having 6 guys that shoot it at a proficient rate. I like Baylor to advance. What do you think about the top right quadrant? What do you think about the Final 4 pick of Baylor?
Yeah, no, I'm in agreement here. Down here with Bama and Michigan.
What do you think?
Well, I would pick Bama, but because
Texas
I hate
could
Michigan.
come out of this. I mean,
Florida State
could possibly come out of this. I mean, I think if there is a quadrant that gets mucked up, if you will, and you see a lot of red and a lot of scratches on your bracket, it's this bottom left.
The other one, Michigan State with Izzo, screws that up too.
I do have them as one of my teams. Michigan State, UCLA play in a playing game. I like whoever comes out of that, whether or not it's Michigan State or UCLA, and I think it's going to be Izzo Michigan State, in my opinion. I like them to beat the 6 seed BYU. I have them in red. It's one of my upset picks. I have 2 on this side. I have 4 on this side, but the one is the 8-9 Loyola Georgia Tech game in Georgia Tech. I like Georgia Tech in their defense, even though Sister Jean isn't going to be allowed to go to the tournament. So Dan and I agree. We like Gonzaga to come out of this quadrant. I have Bama coming out of the bottom left. Who do you like coming out of the bottom left? And there's a lot of different options.
I'm still torn because even when Duke has a bad year, I'm picking Duke because of the coaches.
You like the coaches?
Michigan State, yeah, they made it in.
They're not making it that far.
I don't know.
I mean, Michigan could come out of this thing. Florida State could come out of this. Texas could come out of this. Bama could come out of this. I chose Bama. Like I said, I think
because you didn't want to pick Michigan because you knew it'd make fun of you if you picked Michigan.
I think they're a good team, and they play with a traditional center. It's the Livers injury that causes me pause.
Don't call timeout.
What?
Because Juwan Howard, you Fab Five.
Oh, yeah. That was Chris Webber.
I know it was Chris Webber, but he was part of the Fab Five.
He was 100% part of the 5. I like Bama to come out of here, but I think there could be 4 or 5 different teams that come out of this. This bottom part. I got Bama coming out.
That one's hard. I mean, we're the same on the other 3 except for that one.
We go to the top right, and who's going to come out of this top right quadrant to make it to the Final 4? I have Baylor playing Ohio State. like I said, I like Baylor.
Ours is the same.
I like their
Illinois
6
coming out
shooters.
is the same. Yeah, Illinois and West Virginia, that's the same on mine.
Dan and I agree on Baylor. Here's the thing with Illinois, and I'm a big fan of Illinois. I have them playing West Virginia. That game against Oklahoma State, as long as they advance that far, is going to be difficult because Cade Cunningham can take over a game at any time. He's a tremendous talent. I do have them advancing, playing West Virginia, and I don't know a lot about Houston. I've seen them play. They play in kind of a lower end, D1 conference, if you will. I like West Virginia. I've seen their style of ball. I like Bobby Huggins as a coach, but I also like the Illinois basketball team. They've been playing the best basketball over the last 6 weeks to 2 months. I have Illinois, Baylor, Gonzaga, and Bama coming out. Do you like Gonzaga to come out of this and play in the championship game on the far left?
Yep.
So do I. I agree. I think they're the best.
Gonzaga, and my other pick would be Baylor.
Dan likes Baylor. Illinois and Baylor. If it plays out,
Tough one. I do like the Illinois team.
If it plays out this way, Illinois did play Baylor early in the season, pre-conference schedule, and Baylor got the best of them. But Illinois is a way better team. They play 2 freshmen a lot of times in Adam Miller and Andre Cabello, and they're a difficult team to deal with. I like the fact that Illinois is the best closer in basketball in Iowa DeSumo. He makes big shots when they count. I like him at the end of the game with the ball. I have Illinois coming out to advance to the national championship game. Now let's talk about a Big Ten basketball team being in the final. The Big Ten has lost they've been the runner-up. The last 7 times that they've made it to the championship game. The last time that a Big Ten team won the national championship was Tom Izzo's team from Michigan State. I believe it was in 2000.
20 years ago?
Yes. They've made a Big Ten team has made it to the final game 7 times in the last 20 years, and they've lost the last 7. Gonzaga versus Illinois. Dan, who do you like?
Illinois.
So do I.
If that
So do
how
I.
it plays
It's not
out,
a favorite
I'm going
pick.
with Illinois.
It's not a homer pick. I haven't seen enough of Gonzaga. I know they have 2 lottery picks. I do. I love the guard play. I love the inside out with the Shaq-like center who can possibly dominate the game if he stays out of foul trouble. I like the ball in DeSumu's hands at the end of the game. I like the Illini to win the whole thing. Dana and I are somehow in agreement. As far as total points go, because you always have that on your bracket, I always take 163. I know it's a big number. I don't know why I pick it, but the last 20 years I've been in a pool, I picked 163 as a total points. Those are my total points for Illinois winning the whole thing against Gonzaga. So,
all right, I got a question. What's an Illini?
It is it's Indian representation. Reference.
I know.
They used to have Chief Illiniwek. The people made them do away with Chief Illiniwek. I have quite a bit of Chief Illiniwek stuff in here. Up on,
It's a big dude with a headdress.
Yes, the awesome headdress.
Yeah.
Right. Whenever I get Illinois garb, I refuse to buy something unless it has the chief on it. That's just me. I hate it that they got it's an Indian connotation. Illiniwek.
Well,
I don't know. You'd ask me about the origin.
Okay, is it offensive? Are they protesting the name?
Well, apparently they may have changed it like 6-8 years ago. I don't know. It's been a long time since the University of Illinois has been able to use the Chief Illiniwek logo, which is obviously a circle logo because of the enormous headdress on the chief.
Yeah.
And he used to dance at halftime. They can't do that anymore. They would have somebody, much like whoever gets to be Brutus Buckeye or whoever gets to be, whoever the mascot
The
is.
Seminole at Florida State?
Sure. Now we're getting into it. We've gotten to a few things in regards to this. So,
well, but that's what I'm wondering. I'm asking. I don't know. I mean, what is it? Is it a tribe or?
It's an Indian connotation. I don't know. You put me on the spot and make me look bad. I don't know why you got to do that. We're towards the end of the show.
Hey, what the hell? It's your team. That's what I meant.
So
it's the equivalent of the Cleveland Indians?
Maybe.
So it's generic.
The Cleveland Spiders or the Cleveland Municipals?
Whatever. Same thing. I'm only going to buy Indians gear if it has Wahoo on it.
Right.
That's all I
wear.
wear.
Is that true?
Hell yeah.
That's what I do at the University of Illinois. I agree completely.
No. Come on.
All right. This is our bracket. This is our advice. Once again, to reiterate, chalk and look at the Vegas lines. I mean, specifically Rutgers in the bottom right as a 10 seed being a favorite. I think you want to go that route. They're a rugged Big Ten team. So in any event, this is it. I don't think we were too rusty after a 6-week hiatus running live here. So happy St. Patrick's Day. Good luck.
Woo!
Be safe. Dan likes his trophy. When are we going to be back next?
That's up
What
to
do you want to do?
I'm sure we'll find something.
We could do a
stupid
draft
over the summer.
recap. We could do opening day. We'll
Olympics.
find something. Olympics?
The soccer for Olympics.
Oh, for love of God, that's not going to happen. But
Come on, if the U.S. men make it.
what are we going to talk about? Well,
The women.
We talked a lot about our lives, so we always do that. So, any event, I hope you enjoy it. Thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. And this has been the St. Patrick's Day edition, How to Win Your March Madness Bracket edition of On Top of the Cage.
And don't drink that beer.
Fair enough.